and you just open a can of worms with the rest of the audience with the rare pinks. The rare pinks is something that was very limited, as you know. Just a few boxes went into United States, and it just disappeared right away. It was something that my daughter my daughter Liana Fuente, who's the fifth generation working and she's working in the family. She's involved with marketing a lot of the bobbleheads. You see the designs and everything. She's very active, very passionate, very creative. You know, smokes cigars. She lives it. Just as my sister Cynthia, and she lost her aunt many years ago at a very young age through breast cancer, and that really affected her life. And she got involved every year with organizing a marathon and raising money for breast cancer and breast cancer awareness. So over the years, we have been promoting pink because of the color that represents, you know, the awareness and so forth. And I started wearing pink shirts and buying pink shoes, and we've had an advertisement that real men wear pink, and this whole thing that went building up to this pink. And you know, about 2 years ago, I said, man, I got to do something special. And I'm going to be totally honest, like I've been all the program. It's very rewarding, but sometimes it's frustrating when you're always trying to do something different and never imitate anybody else. So the first cigar in history with two wrappers, with a light wrapper and dark wrapper, was Between the Lines. The first cigar that started with having different artistic wrappers and everything were cigars we started creating for charity. And the BBMF and this and the one with the domino and the football and the baseball bat, we were doing these things for charity. But everybody sees something and they start doing it. And it gets so frustrating for me when you want to do something that you don't want to copy somebody else, but you want to be original. Keep creating things. And then you see, after a while, you see everybody doing it. And the same thing, the first cigar was cedar and a ribbon, was Fuente. Chateau Fuente had a cedar and a green ribbon. And green was our color. The green ribbon, then with a red ribbon, black ribbon, and the blue ribbon with this. Today, I look at Instagram, and every cigar looks like a Fuente. They all have ribbons and they have cedar. So building up to that, I said, man, everything that, you know, I make a yellow box for Oro Escudo, and they come out with the same exact yellow. They get the same paint, same yellow. What am I doing? I said, nobody's ever come out with a pink box. I'm going to make a pink. Then I thought of my daughter, this and that. I'm going to make a cigar this is something that I really got emotionally involved with. It's a cigar. It's a revolution, because I believe that women are the most important part of my world, and women are part of all our worlds. And cigar is also for women, just as a cigar for men. But I'm not going to make a thin little cigar thinking a woman has this. I'm going to make a man's cigar, but it's for women and men the same. And we're going to do something to bring awareness for breast cancer. So we came out with the rare pinks, and $15 for every box sold is going to the nonprofit foundation for breast cancer and so forth. But I said, man, but that's really revolutionary, isn't it? So I started thinking to myself, when did I grow up? What had the biggest impact on my life? It was the 1960s, because I was born in 54. But I remember I was at in 1964, and I was in 65, JFK, Martin Luther King, Vietnam, you know, the days of LSD, you know, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, the Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, the day when the women took off their bras. I remember that part. You know, I was full of hormones. I was about 15 years old, you know, I remember, especially in Florida, you know, when it's humid and the t-shirts. And I say, man, that's a revolution. I want to, based on this revolution in the 1960s, I want to do something different. But the whole thing was to pay tribute to my daughter, my sister, because she lost her grandmother also. I didn't mention that. And so many people that we know in our lives. And it was something that it could bring awareness and also pay tribute to my daughter, to let her know she's been so many years in the company, but I've always had a tight grip. And always, you know, she wants to create. I said, wait, it's not your time. But it's more than I'm concerned. She's going to take my throne away, because she's capable to do that. So she has her signature on the band. She has her initial LF, Liana Fuente, and then I put Cynthia Fuente, my sister, on the band also. And they did not see the cigar to the arrival. We did the unveiling. I was there when I cut my daughter's hair. That's another thing. Liana, my daughter, She committed that if she could raise, she normally raised 20,000 in a marathon, 25,000. If this year she could raise 40,000, that she was going to cut her hair off. And we did it on Facebook and Instagram live, cut her hair and everything. And she raised 80 some thousand. That was contributions from all other cigar manufacturers, from consumers, because now it's everybody got involved, and it's something, it's just a special feeling. We will have more rare paints with time, but there were so few. Again, what we did, we sent it to the brick and mortar, first a brick and mortar, no big distributors, nothing over the mail. We wanted special to help the people who really have to open their doors or pay their rent, pay their employees. It was one of those special things we released at the end of the year. A special cigar people really rate for it. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you liked it.
Thank you. Greg, you have a question?
I do, and I know we've asked a lot of questions today. My question is more about a personal question. You've spoken now at length about your daughter. I appreciate very much your values. It resonates with me also as well. I'd like to know a little bit more about the family. You know, Carlito, the kids, the family, your involvement in the business. You know, your love for them is very obvious. You know, what do you tell them? What are the things that you would make you most proud about your kids? Of course, in the context of the business.
Well, you know, you learn from your parents, and your parents learn from their parents, from their example. And to me, it's always, it's about family. But when I say family, because I grew up in, you know, in a cigar factory where it's uncles and aunts work with my grandfather, grandmother, their neighbors, you know, all the cigar makers. I was a young child. I used to sit on their lap and sit by the table while they made cigars. I was never told which one was an employee and which was actually family. They were all family. So everything, I mean, we came up with the term cigar family because to me, it's all about family, but family doesn't have to be your direct bloodline. Family could be people who are part of your life, who you love, who you share your life with. And what I tell my children, that's what I was taught by my father since I was very young. You know, my father asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I say, you know, I want to be a sportsman, play ball, or I want to be a musician, or I want to do this or that, but never said I wanted to be a cigar maker. And I remember when I was always working in the factory doing chores and doing different things since I was 6, 7 years old, 8 years old, picking up things and moving things, whatever. They did sweeping. You know, I grew up in a factory to get, you know, maybe 50 cents. And then my grandfather gave me my father so I could buy some ice cream. But when I started working in a factory in the summer at the age of 14 or 15, I told my father, you know, I really like this. I want to learn more. And he says, I don't encourage you to come to the cigar business. You got to do what you love in life. I said, Dad, but I kind of like this. You know, how much money could you pay me? No, I can't pay you anything. But, you know, I was young. I want to go out with a girl to a movie. So on and on, he always discouraged me. My father always told me, son, you have to do what you love in life. If you want to be a barber, what we call barber, cut hair, you be the best in the world. If you want to collect garbage, you be the best in the world. You have to love what you want. You got to do it with passion. If you want to dance, you be the best dancer in the world. But whatever it is, you have to love what you do. If not, you will never be successful, be miserable for the rest of your life. And that's the same thing I tell my children. I try to discourage them because I've been living 40 years out of my birthplace, which I never expected. Today, things are different here. This is like a little Dubai. But when I came here, there were no cars in the street, or very, very few. We had a Datsun 120Y, the little station wagon. That was like driving a Ferrari in these streets. I was a young man. The girls would look, man, it was like, you know. And today, you know, you see everything. My mother had to go to the local little corner store, whatever it was, and she would start feeling the breads and see which the softest of all because it's so hard. Toilet paper was like sandpaper. We had nothing here. It was nothing imported. Everything was local. We had the best fruits and vegetables, the best rum, good tobacco, but all these things that we were used to in Florida with air conditioning and a swimming pool in the back of the house and all these things, we started from Zero. So you have, but I was young and I was so adventurous. I was so in love with this country. I love the palm trees. It reminded me of stories of my grandfather in Cuba, the mountains, the valleys. It was so special that I fell in love with this country because I love the business. So I always tell my children, you have to love what you do. My children all want to be in the business. I have a daughter just graduated from, she got her master's in business. The other one's in business back in school, and my son's graduating from university in the next year. And they all want to come into business. They work here. And my older daughter's been in the business now for 12 years. So they want to be in it, but I don't encourage them. It's very difficult. They cannot be in the business just because their name is Fuente. They have to contribute to the business. They got to work as a team, and they can't come in here and say, hey, wait, I'm Fuente, I'm the boss. No, you respect the people, even though their name is not Fuente, who've been here before. This is a team. We contribute to this team. We have to win, and we can only win if we all work together. So I discourage my children from coming in, but deep inside, I'm so proud that they all want to be part of this because I want them to love it. I want them to be happy. The most important thing I think for any father is to know that your children are happy no matter what they do.
Fantastic. Okay, last question, guys. Okay, last question. Your collaboration with Padron. When do we expect that blend to be out, and what should we expect from the from the blend?
Well, I think it's going to be out. Well, we've been working on this for well over a year. The cigars are made. This is a project that is so important to both our family. I don't think anyone's in a hurry. I should be in a much more hurry than Jorge Padron because I'm much older, and I want to be around with this project. But I think it has to be launched where we all could be either in a Dortmund or some World Trade Show because it's too important. But what's important about this project to me is that it's a tribute to our fathers. It's not something that I'm doing for Jorge or he's doing for me. I'm making a cigar for Jorge's father. What I would think is we were very close, our families. The cigar that Fuente would make out of Fuente Kitchen with Fuente house style, that I think that Don Orlando Padron, Jose Orlando would smoke and enjoy, accept. And to me, that would be for him to get a cigar, knowing him the way I knew him, and go like this and not say anything and smoke it, and he say, it's not bad. That means it was very good. but the same thing, but it's a tribute. But it's the whole presentation, I'm gonna tell you this, everything's identified with a date or something. Everything's gonna be so special. And it's gonna come out in a larger humidor format the first time it's introduced. The cigar, I'm going to tell you, I'm not supposed to give any information, Jorge. We don't want to talk about it, but it's a full Churchill. It's a 7x50. And I don't know what cigar he's making. I have no idea if Jorge's going to make a cigar. The cigar that he thinks my father will enjoy. I don't know. We don't talk about tobacco. He's not going to know what I made. He doesn't know what I made. He hasn't smoked it. He hasn't tried it. I haven't said, you approve. No, this is coming out. And he's done the same thing. I hope the cigar that I make obviously is going to end up in the hands of a consumer that they enjoy. I think it's a Fuente cigar. It's a Fuente cigar, and it has Chateau de la Fuente wrapper. So just so that's the only thing I'm going to tell you. The wrapper is Chateau de la Fuente because that's my identity. It's Chateau de la Fuente, and the blend inside is just totally different than anything we've done. It's a cigar that I think that Jorge's father would enjoy. So I really don't know what cigar he's making. The only thing I know that we're making one shape and both making the same exact shape, or made the same exact shape.
Thank you so much. It's been an amazing 2.5 hours. I want to say a big thank you to you, to Jeremiah, and especially to Jose. Jose for me has been immense, and my involvement with your company, your family, Jose has been the root of it, and he's been so supportive, easy to reach. I love him to bits. Jose, thank you very much. Big respect to you, my brother. Big respect to you.
Bassem, it's been a pleasure knowing you and meeting all these brothers of the leaf here that you have that have supported you so much. And you know that you can count on us, Carlito, Jeremiah, and Fuente International. We'll always be here to support you and to do anything possible. Probably in a couple of months, the next thing we'll do is do a blending seminar where everybody's going to smoke the whole cigar. And then we're going to go through the whole process from the classification of the seeds to the final product and all the process that takes to make a cigar. So in a couple of months, you and I will coordinate it. We'll all smoke or Don Carlos or an 858. And you'll see one very, very unique learning experience because I've done worldwide over 1,600 or 1,700 blending seminars. And it really makes a big difference in people to really learn a little bit more about cigars. So my brother, it will be a pleasure. And everybody, thank you for coming tonight to support Bassem and of course to support Carlito and Jeremiah tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeremiah, thank you, man.
On behalf of Bassem, we thank you very much.
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeremiah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carlito Paco.
Thank you very
Thank you very much.
Have a good
Have a
evening.
great time.
And
Thank
Sarasota,
you so much.
Sarasota was in the house.
Thank you, Jose.
Thank you, Bassem. Thank you,
Thank you, Mr.
Carlito. Thank
Carlito.
you, Jeremiah.
Hey,
Thank
Bassem.
you, everyone.
Bye-bye,
My
guys.
brother from
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bassem. It was great, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jose.
Hey, Jeremiah, thank you.
Good night, guys.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Jose.
Hey,
Good night, Bassem.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Everyone,
thank you, Carlito. Thank you.
you're welcome, my brother.
Bye. Thank you. Good night.
Bye, Jeremiah. Bye.
Bye-bye, guys. Good night.